Any more questions on resources before we move on? Okay, we have reached the last exercise of the day, which looks to be like we're probably, well, this is the longest exercise, so we're doing really well on time today. So the next exercise is to create an assignment. So now that we've uploaded some resources, we've uploaded a syllabus, and we've told the students what they're supposed to be reading and what they're supposed to be looking at and what class notes to use. Now it's time to create an assignment. We need them to do something. So I'm going to walk us through creating an assignment. Before I do that, I'm going to talk about the assignment workflow, and then I'll turn it over to you guys so you can practice creating assignments. This is the exercise for today that'll probably take the longest amount of time, and we will answer questions, of course, as we go through. But let me first talk about the workflow of the assignments tool in Sakai. So the assignments tool is the tool that the instructor can use to create an assignment for students. Students get notified that an assignment has been created through some sort of notification option. So the process is the instructor creates an assignment. The students are notified that an assignment exists. The students go to the assignments tool to actually complete their assignment and submit that assignment online. So there is no separate Dropbox or anything like that. The students use this very tool to submit their assignment. The instructor then, at some point, gets notified that one or more students have completed an assignment. And the instructor can actually view the students' assignments online and grade them online, or the instructor can download all student submissions, grade them offline, and then re-upload those submissions later. Either way, the students can and will get a grade on their assignment, and the grades that the instructor gives the students on the assignment can be automatically transferred into the Sakai gradebook. That's why we activated the gradebook just a second ago. And the assignment feedback that the instructor writes can also be sent back and is sent back to the student at some point. So really the workflow is instructor creates assignment, student submits assignment, instructor grades assignment, student gets feedback, and gradebook gets the grade. So the process that I'm going to show you how to do today and that is listed kind of in the exercise is how an instructor can create an assignment, right? We're building a course here. So in order to create a new assignment as an instructor, what I have to do is click on the Add button. I realize now that there is an error in my PowerPoint because my instructions indicate that you should click New. Sorry about that, you guys. I guess it is Add now, so we're going to add a new assignment. And if you'd like, you can use the assignments, the sample assignments file to create some text for your assignments. So here's my sample assignments file. I'm using my Alt-Tab function, not very productively at this point because I have too many windows open now. And I'm going to create an assignment, and I'm going to call it Week 3 assignment. I get to select an open date and a due date. Okay. And I also get to select an accept until date. This accept until date is kind of neat because you can set it to some date beyond the due date, and the system will still allow a student to submit an assignment up until this accept until date. The great thing about it is the student doesn't actually see that you are allowing these late submissions. All they see is the January 24th due date, but the student will still be allowed to click on the assignment and submit it until, this February 3rd date or whatever it is. And Sakai sends them or displays for that student who is submitting a late assignment a nice mean red note that says this assignment is late, and it doesn't say anything about what the instructor is going to do about it, but it's a nice scary red text message. As an instructor, you'll also know who submitted late assignments because every assignment submission is date and time stamped. So we get to decide here how the students are going to submit their assignments to you. Do you want them to just have access to a rich text editor like this one and submit inline text? Or would you rather have them submit attachments, or do both? Or is this an in-class assignment? Is this a non-electronic assignment that you want to record in Sakai and use to provide feedback, but you know, maybe this is something that the students just aren't submitting online at all? That's what non-electronic means. Then there's the single file upload. This is a new option. So if you only want them to upload one thing, you can certainly select that option. I'm going to go ahead and select inline and attachments for this one. You can choose to allow resubmission of any assignment up to X number of times for every student. By the way, when you're grading assignments, you can allow individual students to resubmit if they have some sort of excuse for not doing well, or maybe they missed it completely. You can allow that resubmission. Regarding grading, you have a couple of options here. I'm going to select points, and we'll give this assignment some number of points. Then we get to provide assignment instructions. So I'm just going to copy those. Now, of course, I can, you know, add links or embed images or embed YouTube videos like we saw before, because we have access to the rich text editor here. I might also provide a link to the class notes that exist in my resources tool. Here we see some additional integrations. So I can add the assignment due date to my course calendar. I can create an announcement that will get emailed to the students. I can also add an honor pledge, which basically is a checkbox that the student has to select that says I've not cheated on this assignment. We can and should, for these exercises, select Add Assignment to Gradebook. That way, when you guys come back tomorrow, I hope you're coming back tomorrow, but if you come back tomorrow, we'll play with the gradebook, and it'll be nice to have some assignments in there already. So we'll select Add Assignment to the Gradebook. You've got some notification options. So if you would like to have Sakai send you an email every single time somebody submits something, you can select that option. I find that one email per day is enough. You can also let the student know, this is actually something that's very new, that you have released their grade. So you can have Sakai send a notification email once you have graded and released the grades. You can add attachments. This is really helpful, especially if you're requiring that the students write like a big long essay and you want to give them like some sample essays or something like that that they could look at so they can see, you know, what a good essay looks like. You can add that there. There's also some additional bits of information that you can associate with this particular assignment. Now, we usually get questions at this point about whether the assignments tool can be integrated with a rubric or with Turnitin.com. The answer to both of those questions is yes. So I will share with you that Turnitin.com and iRubric, which is the company with whom we've worked on the rubric integration, are companies that you pay for service with. So just keep that in mind. You can integrate Sakai with these things, but it does cost extra. So at this point, you just click Post, and then you've created an assignment. Now I'm just going to do one more really quick while you guys work on the exercise. Maybe I'll do two more, because what I'm trying to do is get us used to creating assignments. So if you could do like maybe one or two or three, that would be great, because we want to make sure we have a couple of assignments in the gradebook available to us tomorrow so that we can play with the gradebook effectively. So I'm going to leave you to start your Create an Assignment exercise in your course sites. And while you work on that, I am going to just quickly do a couple more assignment posts, and then after that I'll take some questions from Paul. So feel free to get started on that exercise, and as always, raise your hand when you are ready to move on. I could take some questions now if there are any.
Okay, yeah, there are a few that I'd like to just get addressed quickly. One of them was, how can I apply Cascade style sheet classes to content being edited in the rich text editor? Is that a possibility?
No. So if you're going to use CSS, in your course content, then what you should do is just build that offline and upload those files, using WebDAV, and basically make any changes offline and upload new versions as you make those changes. The Sakai Rich Text Editor will mess up your CSS.
Okay. Another one here. This is back to resources. We had a gentleman insert an MP4 file and then was apparently in the resources area, and apparently it did not show up. Is there any known problem with MP4 files?
Not that I know of. However, if the MP4 file was greater than 20 megabytes in size, the upload will fail simply because we have limits on this test instance. So I would suggest maybe trying the smaller one if it's greater than 20 megabytes. If it's not, you might consider using the podcasts tool and see if that works.
Okay. Can I return an assignment without a numerical grade?
Well, you get to select your own grading scale, or your grade type, really, as you're creating the assignment. So the direct answer to your question is, if you selected points, then no. You have to give the assignment some number of points, even if it's 0, to return it to a student. But you can leave it ungraded or use like pass, fail, or check mark, and that would be a way to return an assignment without a numerical grade.
Okay. I think that's it for now. I'm just still getting through these, so everyone, thanks for your patience.
Yeah, folks are going to need a bit of time for this activity, so just, Paul, let me know if other questions come in. I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'll just hang out on mute for a bit.
Okay. A couple of questions, Kara, while we're waiting here.
Sure.
On the assignments page, can I suppress the open date, due date categories?
There's always a way with open source to do something like that, but that would be at the code level. So the instructor cannot suppress open and due, no.
Okay. Another one, can you remove an assignment that is incorrectly uploaded or if you've uploaded into the wrong assignment folder?
Can you read that question one more time?
Yeah, let me, I'll read it verbatim. Can you remove an assignment that is incorrectly uploaded or in the wrong assignment folder?
Remove an assignment that is incorrectly uploaded or in the wrong assignment folder. I think I need more clarification in order to answer that question. I'm not sure what the person who asked that means by assignment folder.
Okay, I asked for some clarification there.
Okay.
In assignments under permissions, one choice is able to view draft assignments created by other users. Is this for peer grading? Is the question.
Good question. No, that is not for peer grading. So an assignment can be in draft mode if an instructor or perhaps a teaching assistant creates an assignment and chooses not to publish it just yet. So maybe you just aren't ready for the students to see that that assignment even exists yet, and that assignment can be saved in draft mode. So sometimes if an instructor creates draft assignments, they are not interested in letting even other instructors or their teaching assistants see those until they're published. So that's what this permission is for. So here we're basically saying if an instructor creates an assignment, forgets to publish it, then the instructor will be able to see that assignment, and the teaching assistant will be able to see that assignment as well and publish it, or presumably do whatever it is they need to do with it. Good question.
We had a couple of folks ask, how do we create units?
I'm guessing that by unit you might be asking about units of sequenced learning materials. So something, well, actually, let me show something on the screen and see if this comes close to what you're looking for. This is kind of a very basic sort of unit, but here's what it might look like. So something like this maybe, where you have like a topic and then content underneath that topic, and maybe this is rich media, and maybe it's got pictures and stuff embedded in it, but basically it's a sequence, right? It's a unit that has a sequence. We call those lessons or modules in Sakai. No, we have not looked at the lessons tool today, nor is that part of the training today, but that is a tool that you can certainly add to your course site and practice with if you'd like to create units or modules. If you would like to add that tool to your course, then what you should do is first toggle back to your GoToMeeting screen so you can watch me. And basically once you're in your course, if you use the Site Editor tool, select the Edit Tools function from within the Site Editor tool and just click Lessons, and then continue and continue and then save. You'll be able to add that tool and practice with it.
Okay.
I'm still not seeing too many hands up, so I think some folks are still working hard on creating assignments, which is great. Of course, if you are already done creating your assignment, feel free to raise your hand and let me know. I think some people are raising their hand again, and that in fact put your hand back down. So if you raised your hand again to put that actually put your hand back down. So if you could just raise that again to let me know that you're ready to move on, that'd be great.
Kara, there's been a question asked a couple of times about the ability to rename a tool, and I just thought it would be worth everyone's time to have you explain that yes, you can, but why you might not want to change the name of a tool.
Sure. So yes, we get this a lot. We get this question a lot, especially from folks who are used to using Blackboard, incidentally. So renaming the tools here over on the left-hand side of the screen is something that we have disallowed in this instance of mySakai. So don't bother trying to rename a tool here because you just won't be able to. But through the configuration process, if your school implements Sakai, then whoever kind of makes decisions about the permissions and how Sakai needs to behave might decide that you're going to allow instructors to rename the tools. So it is possible, but this instance of Sakai does not allow it. And in fact, there are some considerations when you're deciding to actually allow users to change names of tools. Instructors really like being able to change the names of the tools and make their course look exactly how they want it to look. Students seem to like it a little bit less. They, at least from the feedback we've received from instructors who are speaking on behalf of the students seem to think that every instructor should have every single tool in the exact same spot so that there is a consistent look and feel to every course, and they can, most importantly, find what it is they need to find. Now, I don't sit on one or the other side of that debate. What I will say is that a lot of the implementations that I've done with schools who are coming off of Blackboard have had us turn off these categories right here and allow instructors to move the tools up and down and change the order and also change the names. So you can do it in Sakai, but you can't do it on this instance of Sakai. Any more questions, Paul?
No, not for now. I'll
Okay.
continue to address those. Everyone that has a question in there that hasn't been answered.
Cool. Well, I think most of the hands are raised, which is an indication that folks are pretty much done practicing with the assignments tool. And so we're actually right on time now. It's 2:30 Eastern Time. And so what that means is that it's time for us to enter into the question and answer portion of this training. And so if you have some more questions, and it could be questions about anything at this point, you're not restricted to the topic at hand, please feel free to ask those in the question queue. Also, what I would like to do is invite everybody to come back tomorrow, and we'll have another session tomorrow. I think it's at the same time, and we're going to be talking about a lot of the assessment components, the assessment tools that exist in Sakai. But for now, what I'd like to do is kind of invite everybody into the 2011 Winter Institute course site in mySakai and back into the chat room, not because I'm going to sit in here and chat, but because we've found that when instructors collaborate with each other, they give each other ideas that are better than something that an instructor like me might be able to provide. So if you'd like to join us in the chat, please feel free to do so. And so if you guys want to chat with each other, you're more than welcome to.